Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Fight, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, and welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. Hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. So I don't have the music to, right now, I don't have the music to the homeless report for this video. I don't feel like having it on it. But we have two teams that are homeless. And I'm not being fresh or ridiculous. The Athletics and the Tampa Bay Rays both do not have homes. They are homeless. A total disgrace for Major League Baseball for so many reasons. First up, there was an article put out by Jeff Passan. I've not gone through this whole thing. It's a long article. I'm sure it's boring as hell. I'll read you some of the stuff, and it gives you sort of an idea. Here's the headline. What A's Rays moving to minor league ballparks mean for MLB. The slow, protracted death of the Oakland Athletics played out over 2 decades, offering a fresh blueprint of how to torpedo a professional sports franchise. The slow, projected, whatever, march of the Tampa Bay Rays toward a similar outcome is playing out in real time. Both serve as warnings to the rest of the sport that when it comes to the pursuit of new stadiums, Major League dreams can end up in minor league parks. The A's quest to secure a new stadium in the Bay Area repeatedly ended in failure. They eventually gave up and pivoted their attention to Las Vegas, where they plan to move for the 2028 season. In the meantime, they are asking to be called simply the A's, even though they'll spend the next 3 years squatting in West Sacramento, California. With the destruction of Tropicana Field's roof in October by Hurricane Milton, one hurricane. I had got into a fight with two guys on X, telling me that 2 hurricanes destroyed the ballpark. Bullshit. Forced the Rays to seek refuge for 2025 in a minor league stadium across the bay in Tampa, Florida. Wow, which one is that? Steinbrenner Field. Many of the same issues, chief among them a relationship with local politicians drowned by distrust, have left the Rays with a deal for a new stadium they could abandon any day and a future defined by its uncertainty. Now, let me go back, because I don't really care about this article. I'm going to lay it out very straight with you folks. And this video will also go on X as well. Let's take a step back, okay? The Oakland A's, where did they come from? Kansas City. Where were they before Kansas City? They were in Philadelphia. The history, believe it or not, the history of the Athletics franchise began in 1901. They were one of the first American League teams that formed to compete against the National League. And the Oakland Athletics, who were the Philadelphia Athletics, were probably one of the best teams. They were the best team in the American League when the American League was created. And then eventually the Red Sox and the Yankees. But they were the first real mega team of the American League. And then because of whatever, Connie Mack, who was the manager, was the owner of the club, sold the players, traded the players away, and they basically were bad for 20 years. Sound familiar? Then he built the team up again. We're a great team again in the early 30s, broke the team up, and then they struggled for the next 20 years. Sound familiar? Yes, it does. Then they moved. Sounds familiar. Okay? Meanwhile, the Phillies today, the Philadelphia Phillies, they didn't have any problems for whatever reason. I don't know the Phillies' history as well as I know the A's history. They didn't have any problems being able to fund the ball club, but they didn't have great teams. They were just there. Well, anyway, they moved to Kansas City. That didn't really work out. They became sort of the quote-unquote AAA team of the New York Yankees. They traded players like Roger Maris to help them be, those great teams in the late 50s, early 60s. They built up the farm system. They drafted Rick Monday. They drafted Reggie Jackson. They moved to Oakland, where they were for 50 years. And really, for the 60s, 70s, and the 80s, they had a pretty strong franchise. But over the last 20 years, trading players away, letting players leave in free agency, that kind of made the whole system collapse. Now, the A's had a big problem there, okay? They had a bad government there that basically destroyed the city. Oakland is a destroyed, run-down city, which is the dirty little secret that's gone on in Major League Sports. There was no Major League team in Oakland when they were 3 at one point. And they were having all kinds of problems with the government there, in particular the city government, and of course the state government is a disaster. That's why they're leaving, which is nobody talks about. Okay, that's why nobody's talking about it. They went to Las Vegas because they're better for business. And be honest with you, the fans are not there. Okay, they're in the inner city there with that ballpark, and it's crime-ridden. And the people that are fans of the A's don't want to go to that ballpark, go to that stadium, and it's a mess. That's another story for another video. I've done plenty of videos on the Oakland Athletics. The Tampa Bay Rays, okay? Tropicana Field was built in the late 80s, early 90s, because the rumor was, again, that the Chicago White Sox were going to move from Chicago to Florida. That didn't happen, and they built the new stadium they had there that replaced the old Comiskey Stadium. Okay? So in 98, the Rays were born. They were the Devil Rays. Now, there is zero, okay? Nobody cared. I'm going to lay all the cards on the table, okay? Baseball is big in the state, but Major League Baseball is not. There's plenty of college teams in the state, plenty of places you could play. But most of the people that live down there are from other states, particularly New Yorkers. They don't care about the Rays. They don't care about the Marlins. The Marlins have one of the most beautiful ballparks in baseball. Nobody goes to it because the team doesn't spend money, and when they spend money, they get rid of the players. Same thing with the Rays. You can't have any kind of loyalty to a team if they keep moving players. And there's no fan base there. Tampa in particular are all Yankees. It's all about the Yankees down there because the Yankees have the big minor league camp there, which is where the Rays are going to play this year in Tampa Bay's Steinbrenner Field, who's named after George Steinbrenner. And the Yankee team, I don't know where the hell they're going to play. I don't know where they're playing. I should ask one of my family members. He'll know. But you have two problems here with Major League Baseball, folks. Okay, Major League Baseball is in big trouble. Okay? You cannot have two teams in your league, in your business that do not have homes. Okay? That is not good for the sport. We've had these situations before, but a lot of times these teams move away right away. These teams are moving, okay? And these places cannot sustain teams. Florida cannot sustain a team. These teams should be allowed to move, quite frankly. They must be allowed to move. Also, baseball has a major problem with the fans, a major disconnect with the fans. Quite frankly, they're not going to where the fans are, okay? And also, I would mention that they did nothing when it came to Pete Rose. Okay, Pete Rose should have gotten in the Hall of Fame just due to the fact that fans wanted it. And it was the right thing to do, just to get it out of the way. Now he's passed away, and now you see political influence pushing them to do it. And it's ironic that he said that he would be going in once he was gone. Also, we are dealing with Armageddon, with the whole situation with the salaries and with the collective bargaining agreement coming next year, the end of it. And that is a major concern for myself. Also, there is still the looming factor of what happened with Shohei Ohtani and his interpreter. Nobody, and that means nobody in their right mind believes that that guy did not know about the money being sent around. I've not said this, but the same Hollywood agency that represents him now represents and gave it Hollywood deals to both Joe Biden and that crackhead Kamala Harris, okay? And that tells you that there was a quid pro quo with their administration and the Hollywood agency that represents Shohei Ohtani from last year. I can't prove it, but we know that there was injustice in this country for many, many years. Hopefully we'll get to see that justice now. But anyway, Major League Baseball has big, big problems. The homeless teams are the tip of the iceberg. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, please subscribe to Baseball Hut 2. I'll see you later.